Hi class, I hope you are enjoying week 4. This small tutorial is concerning your exam 1, which will be given a week from Friday. I wanted to go over briefly some of the things that you need to know with that exam prep. As you enter your course home and hit the content page where you will find the exam prep under week 4, when you open it, there are a couple of things that I want you to recognize. Number one, the instructions for part 1. I did not give you a map component this time, so please just ignore instructions for part 1. But parts 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very, very important. This exam prep is the answers to all of the questions on the exam. You just don't know how I'm going to ask those questions. On the instructions for part 2, I give you 10 events in American history during the time period in which we're studying. Your responsibility on the exam will be to put them in chronological order, beginning with the earliest and ending with the latest, 1 through 10. Make sure that you look through the interactive lectures in your textbook to find the dates to these events. Here are instructions for part 3. I've given you about 30 terms that you will need to know. Only 10 of them will be on the exam. You just don't know what 10 I'm going to put on there. So make sure you know by going through the interactive lectures in your textbook, and if you have to go online to find out what these terms are, you can do that, but most of them are in the interactive lectures, so make sure you're going back over the interactive lecture to know what these terms, who these people are in these terms, and what the definitions of some of these terms are. The instruction for part 4 is your first essay on the exam. It is given to you verbatim. It is to be an academic essay, meaning that you have an introductory paragraph and a concluding paragraph, and that you answer all the questions as asked. It will be, you will be able to have a week to prepare it. You can bring that with you into the exam, but you can't cut and paste, so you're going to have to retype it. But you can bring a printed copy into the exam. On part 5, you're to write another academic essay. It will be 7 paragraphs in length, because I'm going to give you 5 terms from the list of the terms up above right here. When you're studying these terms, I would see which terms automatically go together, but I will give you 5 terms, and you will have to link those terms in an academic essay, and you have to link them historically, which means you cannot say that they're linked in history. I want to know how they're linked. Make sure that you put that in your thesis statement. I want the link. And make sure that in your introductory paragraph that you are going to make a thesis statement that's going to prove how they're linked together. So each paragraph will have to have a term and then a transition sentence as well, leading from one term to the next. These last 2 essays are worth 35 points apiece, which means that they are worth 70 points on the exam. The exam is set up where you cannot move forward and you cannot move backwards. You will have to answer each question as it comes up. So I would suggest that you prepare very well for these first 2 parts of the exam. Don't think that you can come into the test and have an open book and try to answer these questions as you go along, because it will eat up all your time. You only have 2 hours to take the exam, so when you get into the exam, if you have to look all these questions up, you'll never have the time to finish the 70 points that these 2 essays are at the bottom. The exam will be open on Friday, a week from Friday. It opens up at 12:01 a.m. and closes at 11:59 p.m. Once you enter the exam, you have only 2 hours in which you can take the exam. Please note that you've got a whole week to study for this exam. If you have any questions or have any concerns about the exam, don't hesitate to call me or contact me by email. Good luck on the exam.